Hello everyone. Thanks for finding time and coming today. Today our topic of this webinar session is IELTS Masterclass. And the speaker of today's session is Anita ma'am. Before introducing our speaker, I want to introduce EducoTrain. EducoHire has come up with a new project EducoTrain, where our motive is to train teachers for the upcoming and the projects like NEP 2020. Now I want to give a brief introduction about the Anita ma'am. She is a competent professional with 20 years of experience in counseling, training and development and teaching operations. She is proficient in imparting training for learning Chinese and Italian language to corporate individuals and exporters. Experienced in providing consultancy to the students for overseas education in USA, UK and Canada. The merit of being trained in Thai, Italian, and Mandarin Chinese language and worked as an interpreter for the Italian language has HSK3 certification in Mandarin. She imparted training to various corporates like Perfetti India Limited, Flat Premier, JP Morgan, Dega Petrochemicals, and HCC. That's really great to know you about so many details about the ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Thanks, Radhika, for a brief introduction. And a very good afternoon to all the participants present here today for finding out time to join this session. Um, Radhika has already given a brief about me, but I would like to say something about myself. Two lines of myself. Myself, Anita Purohit, and I'm based in the city of Mumbai, India. And I have been training people in Mandarin Chinese since. Also, I'm a trainer for IELTS, English, and all these things. And I have been imparting IELTS training to people successfully since 1997. Thousands of students and people who apply for higher studies, for applying for PR visa and migration visa to Canada, UK, Australia, I have trained them for IELTS. So basically, and also students those who are applying for higher studies to UK, USA, Canada, and Australia, they need to submit a score of IELTS. So they come to us for coaching. So we have been imparting very successfully the IELTS training in academic and general both the module since 1997. And we have a forte in getting people score a very high score. So when I say a very high score, it is 7.5, not less than 7.5. People have scored 8 band and 8.5 band also. Hope I am audible to all of you clearly. Okay.
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Yeah. So based in the city of Mumbai, and we run an institute in the name of Purohit Academy in the suburb Atiri. So we have counseled thousands of students also, those who are willing to go abroad for higher studies for different courses like to pursue their masters and MBA in various majors like in engineering studies, medical studies, and management studies as well. Then people those who want to go for culinary studies, fashion design, automobile engineering, as well as students those who are willing to go for fashion design studies to Germany. So I have huge, a rich experience of counseling students this many of for all these years. Now this is a different time that we all are passing through this COVID and I mean lockdown. You remain away, disconnected from people, your people. So we have found out this solution that connect with people online. So we have adopted this online mode of training and teaching and counseling since last April, that is April 2020. So so this is a small brief about myself. So today's topic is IELTS, how and why and what IELTS. So let us discuss why IELTS is needed and how one should prepare for it and why one should prepare for it. I would like to share a PPT. So I would like to share my screen basically.
Yes, ma'am, you can share. I have given the rights.
Yeah. So yeah, welcome to this masterclass on IELTS, all of you. I already have given a brief about myself and my institute in the name of Purohit Academy. First of all, I would like to I would like to extend my thank you to all of you people finding out time to join the session, and thanks EducoHire for inviting me as a speaker today. So I would request all of you people, even though we have less people for this session, request all of you to be there till the end of the session so that you can have some takeaway from the session. So let us begin with. As I mentioned, I had an institution in the name of Purohit Academy based in the city of Mumbai and in the suburb of Andheri. We have been counseling and training students since 1997. These are all applauds, as you can see in this particular slides. This was an applaud given to us by Times of India, and also on the right hand side, you can see a picture of a study abroad counseling that we are conducting. We conducted this was before the lockdown, 2019, sometime in December or so, in one of the prominent college, that is Bobans College in Andheri West. And below you can always see a couple of certification. That is my Pearson certification as a trainer, and also my Mandarin certification from East China Normal University, where I had attended a teachers training workshop that was way back in 2019. Now, moving on to my next page, besides being a trainer and a counselor, I also have authored a couple of books, and this was my first book titled Multilingual Your Way to Success, Fall in Love with Your Person. So, this is a book which has been adjusted as Amazon best-selling book, and with the title of Multilingual Your Way to Success. Now, as already I have mentioned a little bit about myself to all of you, so this is the same thing mentioned here in this particular page. Now, I would like to mention something about the my approach towards my counseling and training that I have been imparting to people. I always believe in quality over quantity. When I say quality, whatever you are imparting, the training that you are giving to people or whatever you are serving, you always should look at the quality, the optimum possible benefit that we should impart to the other person, rather than looking for volumes of people that should come down to my door and all. So this particular belief has taken me this far today, and I have achieved whatever I have achieved till date. And even though this is a tough time that we all are passing through, this COVID and lockdown and all, so we have successfully come down up to this stage. And during this lockdown, also we have trained all our people. So I am happy, and I should thank God for giving me these all opportunities. So now let us come down to the topic of today. What is IELTS? Many people present here must be knowing what exactly is IELTS, but some people must not be knowing. So for them, I would like to give the definition, the abbreviation of IELTS. IELTS stands for International English Learning and Language Testing System. It was earlier abbreviated as International English Learning and Testing Services, but the British Council Division, who is the origin of this IELTS exam, has changed the abbreviation to International English Language Testing System. So this is basically meant for people, since we all are non-native speaker of English language. What happens is PPT not visible. Why not visible? Are you not able to see the PPT?
Ma'am, it's visible.
Somebody is saying not visible.
No, we can see, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So IELTS, because we are a non-native speaker of English language, when we go to a country for either for job or for higher studies, we need to prove ourselves that yeah, we are capable of speaking and understanding and able to write English language at par with your English learning and speaking ability. So, and also it opens up various doorways of opportunities for us. So now, why one should choose IELTS? These are the ways, the various reasons why one should appear for the IELTS exam. To apply for a higher studies abroad in USA, UK, Canada, Australia, and different other countries like New Zealand also. Sweden also, Ireland also. These are the countries when you're applying for your higher studies. you need to submit a score of your IELTS academic module. To apply for a job or for a PR visa, immigration visa to Canada, UK, Australia. Even when somebody is applying for a PhD to different countries, we need to clear the IELTS exam. Also, somebody who's looking for a job in hotel industries and all also, we need to submit the score. And that because of that, we have to appear for the exam. The types of exam. Now the type of exams. There are two different modules of IELTS exam, general module and academic module. The general module is meant for people those who are applying for a job or immigration, or they are applying for a PR visa to Canada, Australia, UK. And the academic module is basically meant for people, students, those who are applying for higher studies to countries, as we discussed. Now, let us discuss the various components of this IELTS exam. There are four sections to the IELTS exam. We have listening, we have reading, we have writing, we have speaking. So the listening test one's ability to listen to a different accent like British accent or maybe Australian accent and understand certain questions and respond to the questions. The reading sections evaluates one's reading ability and understand analytical understanding of a particular passage, wherein a writing section evaluates a person who is a non-native speaker of English language, how good the person is in his or her writing skills as compared to their way of writing, wherein our speaking sections evaluates a person's speaking ability as compared to their way of speaking. Since, as I mentioned, we all are non-native speaker of English language, how good we are in conveying things or giving a lecture or appearing for an interview when we go to their country. So let us learn some brief. I hope audience present here are able to understand and follow what I'm saying. If you have any questions, I would love to answer, respond to the questions towards the end of the session. So be patient and be there till the end of sessions. I would love to take the questions to the end. As I mentioned, listening sections test one's ability to listen and to the task in either an Australian accent or a British section and respond to set of questions. Now, there are 25 to 30 questions. Let us have some brief on the listening sections. There are some 25 to 30 questions altogether. 25 to 30 minutes are allowed to respond to 40 to 41 questions in the listening sections. And again, I would like to mention here, each and every sections are scored independently on a 9 band. Listening is scored in a 9 band, the reading is scored in a 9 band, writing is scored in a 9 band, and the essay section is again scored in a 9 band. So there are total of 40 to 41 questions spread through four sections. And the type of questions that we are getting is basically multiple choice questions, fill in the blanks, sentence completion, or tables with blanks. Now I would like to give some tips. Listen very carefully to the British section. One has to listen very carefully to the British section. In the process of listening, if you do not follow something, don't get stuck there, but go with the flow so that you don't lose the thread. Because the person, the one who is speaking, would not repeat the questions or the passages that the person is talking. It will be in one flow the person speaks. So we have to listen very, very carefully and understand it to understand. For filling the blanks, one has to be very careful about spellings and use of singular and plural of the nouns. Now, the reading section tests a person's ability to read standard English suited for the IELTS exam and understand and think and respond to a set of questions. So basically, the reading test one's ability. Reading section evaluates a person's ability to understand, understand, and how good the person is in his or her analytical thinking and responding to the set of questions. Basically, the reading section is again for 1 hour, full 1 hour, with a total of say 40 to 41 questions. So the listening was for 30 minutes, almost 30 minutes. The reading is for 1 hour. The writing is for 1 hour. So on the day one, you have listening, reading, and writing. So these are the theory papers you have day one. That is for 3 hours, almost 3 hours the paper, and there is a total band score of 9 band score that we need to score on. On a 9 band score, all the sections are scored independently. I mean, the listening is scored in a 9 band, the reading is scored in a 9 band, the writing is scored in a 9 band, and the speaking is scored in a 9 band. Then what they do, they remove the average. So independently, one has to do parallelly well in all the sections because they remove the average. Unless that you do good in all the sections, your average will go down. Suppose you scored a 9 or 8 band in your listening, and then you are scoring, say, 5 band in your RC. Somebody who is not very good in reading passages, the reading speed is slow, the person cannot adjust to the time. So basically, the IELTS exam is mainly for speed and accuracy. They test your speed accurately. In a limited time, we need to respond to a lot of questions. So basically, they test the students, the examinees' skills or ability to respond to the set of questions with accuracy and in due time. So the reading section is again for 60 minutes with a total of 40 to 41 questions. The type of questions that we'll be getting is paragraph and statement matching, fill in the blanks, MCQs, then you have yes, no, not given type questions. Okay. Now, I would like to share some quick tips on the yes, no, not given type of questions. Many people find it difficult to respond to yes, no, not given questions when they are solving RCs. And again, there is a difficult part here when you are solving the reading comprehension is the matching. There are set of questions given on the RC sections, and you will have to match those questions. I mean, tally the questions from the paragraph. The entire reading passage is the length of the passage is two book page length. And what they do, the entire passage, reading comprehension passage is uh, something around say 2,000 words or so, and all the paragraphs are leveled, sub paragraphs are leveled as A, B, C, D, like that. So you need to tally the statements, the questions with the paragraph. I mean, which paragraph the question has come from. Many people find it difficult to respond to those tallying questions and this yes, no, not given. Here, this in this presentation, I have given an example. So to understand what are the different, what do you mean by yes, no, not given questions? You have quite a few questions. We have to say the question to be yes or no or not given. So when you say the questions to be yes, there is an example here. Just see, the Hispanic tribes existed for many years. In the paragraph, we have, suppose the line in the paragraph that I am reading the paragraph, the line is the Hispanic tribes existed for 7 years. And my question is the Hispanic tribes existed for many years. Anybody in the audience, if you have some knowledge, would you like to say whether this question is yes, no, or not given? Then I'm giving you some hint. You take the question to be yes if the statement in the question tallies exactly as the information given in the paragraph. You take it as no if it contradicts the information given in the paragraph, and you take it as not given if there is no trace of that particular question in the paragraph. So anybody, there are some 7 people present here, 7 to 8 people. Anybody would like to respond? What is the answer to this particular question that is flashed on the screen? Anybody would like to respond?
Ma'am, is it something related to the passage that is there to solve yes, no, not give
Uh,
questions?
it's already there. It is shown. I explained them the question and the
Yeah.
whatever. So if somebody is there,
Just give 2 minutes,
uh,
ma'am.
Geeta Khanna, very clever. Thank you so much for your answer. Yeah, this is no because the question is saying many years, and in the paragraph you have 7 years. So that basically contradicts the information. This was a simple example. So like that, you'll be getting questions when you are solving the reading comprehension. I just
Why
explained
it is
the
not given?
This is many years and this is 7 years. How can you say it is not given? The paragraph says the Hispanic tribes existed for 7 years, right? And my question is saying for many years. So the line is there very much in my paragraph, no doubt. But it is saying many years. It is saying 7 years. So it is but obvious that we have to say no because the information is contradicting to the information given in the passage. How can you say this is not given, right?
So many years can we give?
Sorry.
Why don't you say it is many years of if you 7 years, no? 7 years is many years, no? More than 1 or 5.
But it is a finite number, no? Seven. Who I'm talking to?
I'm Merlin.
Marian. Okay, Marian, where are you from?
I'm from Sharjah.
Sharjah. Okay.
Okay.
Now see, many in the sense it is uncountable. I don't know how many years it is, right? And it is saying
Okay.
7 years. So you still have count. This is a countable number, right? So when
Okay.
we are saying many years, we do not know. I mean, how many years, right? So
Okay.
of that,
Thank you.
the answer is no. Hope the audience should what I am trying to convey. So we discussed the type of questions that we get in the reading comprehension. Now let us move on to my next. Like that, you have fill in the blanks and all questions. So this we discussed a little bit about the reading comprehension questions and all. Moving on to the writing section, the writing section tests one's ability to in writing and analytical understanding on a specific topic presented to you and give your own views on it. The writing session is again for 1 hour, as I had mentioned before. That is 60 minutes, and you have to perform two tasks, task one and task two. So when it comes to task one, it is for 20 minutes. When it comes to task two, it is for 40 minutes. So task one is basically for general people. You have to prepare a report or a report writing or a letter writing. When it comes to academic people, there will be a bar graph or diagram or pie chart with some information conveyed there. So we need to basically read the information conveyed through the bar graph or the pie chart, and we have to uh, like prepare the topic. So that is how it is like. In the task one of academic general module, we have to have a report writing or a letter writing. So in the task two, you'll have a topic. The topic will be either based on issues or based on arguments. So let me move on to my yeah. In the task two, we have a essay topic based on issues or arguments. So when I'm talking about issues are plain discussion mostly, and arguments could be we have to discuss both the sides of the topic. Argument has got two sides. Somebody can it's like a debate. Few people can agree to it, and some people may not agree to it. So some people can refute to it. Like so, so this is how the task two. The IELTS essays allows us to discuss both the points of view. Either you agree to the topic or do not agree to the topic, or refute to the topic. You have to elaborate that. If you agree to the topic, you have to say why do you logically you have to prove why do you agree to it. And if you do not agree to the topic, also you need to say why you do not agree to the topic. So this is the way how it goes. And we have to write to the point. Now, moving on to task one, you have to be very, very careful about the uses of words because the time allowed is hardly 20 minutes and we have words restriction. That is 150 words we need to prepare the topic. I mean the task one. So one has to be very, very careful. You have to pinpoint yourself when you are writing the task one. And 150, if your particular essay exceeds by 10-20 words, it is still fine. But if it exceeds beyond that, I mean, there is every chance of you getting a negative marking. We have to write to the point and not exaggerate the topic. Now, moving on to task two, we need to read the topic very carefully, and it is always advisable that you make some points in a rough sheet of paper so that when you start writing, your writing will be more methodical and more organized. Read the topic very carefully, the task 2 topic, prepare points in a rough sheet of paper, and then you start writing so that your essay would be more systematic, more methodical, and more organized, I should say. And let me tell you something about the task too. When a topic is given to us and we are trying to write the essay has got three components. You have an introduction, you have body, and you have conclusion. When we study in our 12th and in college also, we have been taught how to write the essay. So the essay has got three components: intro, body, and conclusion. The introduction defines the topic, the body discusses the topic in details and preferably with examples, and the conclusion ends the topic, giving the author's viewpoint. So this is the way how it happens basically. The essay has to be well paragraphed, focusing on the examiner's needs to fetch a 7.5 band and above. We have to be very careful about use of maximum 250 words. Exceeding 250 words, suppose your essay crosses 270s or something like that, there is every chance of it leading to negative marking. Even in task 2, if it crosses beyond the needed number of words, the examiner starts giving you negative marks. Same thing happens in applicable for task 2 as well. So the essay writing is basically about how do you put your thoughts into words with limited words and in limited times. At the same time, meeting to the examiner's requirement. I mean, focusing on the topic. You cannot just exaggerate and write anything and everything. You have to be very much pinpointed in preparing your topic. That is your task 1 or task 2. Understood? Now, this is something about the task 2. As I said, there are step 1, step 2, step 3. There is intro, body, conclusion. There is an example topic given here of task 2. This topic is based on argument. Smoking should be prohibited at schools and colleges. Reasons to agree or reasons to disagree. In the main body of the paragraph, we have topic sentence and we have supporting sentence. Sorry. The step 1, grouping the reasons to disagree into paragraphs, grouping the reasons to agree into another paragraph, give your own personal views and opinions, and end the topic with viable solutions to the problem. So this is how it is basically. Like we have three component to the task 2 topic: step 1, step 2, and step 3. That is intro, body, and conclusion. So towards the end, the writer or the author, that is you, give your own personal opinion about the topic, and in the body you discuss whatever you want to discuss. So this is how we prepare the essays, the writing task 1 and task 2. Okay, so that's it. Like, so this is all about the writing sections. Moving on to the fourth section, which is the speaking sections. Let me tell you, the speaking section in IELTS exam is very much like a personal interview. Like we appear for PI. Student those are appearing for CAT entrance exam and in other entrance exam, they do have to face a GDPI, group discussion and personal interview. So the speaking here also is very much like a personal interview. There are three parts to the speaking. And the speaking is hardly for 15 minutes. And let me tell you, the speaking is on a day 2. It's not on the same day of your theory exam. So the IELTS exam is basically conducted for 2 days, day 1 and day 2. On the day 1, you have your theory, and the day 2, you have your speaking. This is for 15 minutes, and there are some three parts. You have part 1, you have part 2, and you have part 3. In the part 1, they would ask you to introduce yourself or give you a short brief about yourself, say for 2 to 3 minutes. And then the examiner asks you a couple of common questions, like random questions. Then the part 2, you'll have a cue card section. So when I say a cue card, there will be an envelope wherein a topic is written and inserted in that. The examiner hands you over the cue card and you have to open the envelope and see, read the topic and speak on that. And they would allow you just 1 minute, maybe 1.5 minutes to jot down even points, even though this is a reading, a speaking exam. In the exam, during the exam, they allow you to jot down your points before you start speaking, mostly for part two. So, one topic will be given to you. You need to think for a while or jot down your points, and then you have to speak on that. Read the given topic well, think for a while, and speak on that. And also, they allow you to make points if you need to do that. And in the part three, what happens? The examiner asks you a couple of questions, say 5 to 10 questions, and these questions are somehow other related to your part two topic, the Q card topic. These questions are derived from your part two topic. So, in the part three questions, what happens? The questions that the examiner asks you, you need to reply in very short, maybe hardly in a line or two. So, you have to be very, very careful what you are going to respond to the part three topic. Hope so. This is all I wanted to share about the preparation of IELTS exam. That is the four sections that we discussed: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Hope it was useful to the listener. Today, if you have any questions, I'm ready to take. But before I end, I have to say something. The audience present here must be knowing also. But during this COVID, yeah, the exams are both way. It is offline and online. Both the way it is available. Fu- Fuzia, where are you from, Fuzia?
Yeah, ma'am. I'm from South Mumbai.
Okay, Acha, you are from Mumbai. Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
So, are you a sister or something? Because many people, I'm sorry to ask your profession, but what you're into?
I was just asking about for my son actually.
Okay, okay, okay.
Hmm.
Because many nurses also I have taught. Now also one nurse from Mumbai Central, she's coming. She'll be coming to take her
Acha.
IELTS from here. CG, she's coming for her CGFNS and IELTS. And what is your son doing?
He's completed his graduation, so I was just thinking about that.
Okay, okay. Now I have one or two more slides to just cover. During this is the COVID time and lockdown time that we are. So not all the centers, there are many centers for this exam to conduct this exam, but not all the centers are functional as on today. So during this COVID, what happens? There are centers in Delhi, Baroda, Surat, and Mumbai. Couple of centers are functional, and the exams are conducted these days online and offline. When you go to write the offline exam, you have to go with a mask and all proper, and you have to write the exam. But many people are taking it online these days. You need to register for the exam. You can visit the IELTSIDPindia.com or British Council Division website and get to understand the availability of exam dates, and you can register for the exam basically. So this is something. Now these are all some pages for all of you. Why you all should choose us, the Purohit Academy, to join a coaching. Don't take it as a marketing. This is part of my slides, so I'm just sharing with all of you. The coaching step-by-step approach we do have. We give the students a lot of volumes of books and all. Then again, there is one-to-one interactions, whether it is online or offline learning. If one student is also studying on the Zoom, the person has been given a lot of attention, and all the feedback and backup support that we can provide, we provide them, conducting lot many mock sessions for speaking as well as writing and RCs and listening as well. Many tips and tricks are being shared with the student, the one who's preparing with us. So these are our forte. I feel I very much say that I have forte in training people in IELTS, because thousands of people I have trained as of now. This COVID has changed things upside down, and still I believe soon the things should come back to normal so that we can have offline. But still, the online things are happening very systematically and effectively, and we have produced our results also effectively, teaching people online. So, all of you those who are listening to me, hope you all have benefited little bit from this particular session. And I would anybody who's preparing or they have a plan to prepare for the IELTS exam can definitely contact me. These are all slides basically. Follow me, follow us on the Language Guru YouTube, and I have an Insta page, Anita the Linguist, and I have a Facebook page as well, as follows. And my number was also flashing there, so one can always. Now this is all I can always skip. What all we gave all of you during this preparation. So the details are given, and I have explained you what all we are giving. So this is. So before lockdown, we used to charge something around 15,000. Now it has gone a little bit down. So the prices are now 10,000, which is 9999. Anybody can register for the. So that's it. Like my presentation for all of you. Hope it was beneficial to some extent to the listener, those who are present here, even though we have less number of people. Thank you so much for listening to me till the end. Thank you.